Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next? It's your main man, Mike, here. Oh, don't ever let me say that again. But today I wanted to do a kind of a review and a little bit of a let's talk about it. And that is about Halloween Ends. Or will it? Now, there might be some spoilers in here about the new Halloween movie, Halloween Ends, so if you haven't seen it and you don't like spoilers, you probably shouldn't watch. So I saw Halloween Ends last night, and I'm gonna throw this out there, a little controversial. I am a fake horror fan. I know that you guys are gonna come at me. Don't at me. Okay, we're all entitled to our opinions. This is America. I'm not a big Halloween fan. I know that's blasphemy in the horror movie community, but just hear me out, okay? I am not a fan of milking things just because it's popular. Milking it until you get every last drop out of it, and you're just yanking on that udder. What am I doing? But I feel like that happens a lot with movies, and one of my favorite horror movies is Wrong Turn, as you guys know. It wasn't the biggest, most popular movie ever, but I have the Bear Mountain Road sign right here from the first movie, and I loved the first one, but then there's like 7 others now, and I hate every single one of them. Some people like the second one. I didn't even like that. I just felt like it kind of let it down a lot. It didn't have the same feeling to me. And I know they've done that a lot with the other movies too, and I don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like Halloween, it's just that I'm not a fan of it, but I like to know that it's there. I like to know that it exists, and I respect it as a literal veteran of the horror movies. It just is. The same as Friday the 13th with Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers from Halloween, and there's like Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, Leatherface from the millions of Chainsaw Massacre movies, Chucky, Ghostface from Scream. These are all movies that I would consider to be like the veterans of horror movies. And I'm fine with it. Like, I know they're not really my favorite movies, but I like to know that they're there. I show respect to them as like they are literally veterans. They are some of the oldest horror movies of the, I guess you could say, the modern day. Some of them date back to as early as the 70s. Some of them are like 1974, like the original Chainsaw Massacre movie. And I respect it. But there's so many now. I think there's like 12 or 13 Halloween movies that I really just lost interest. I liked the first one, and now I can't even remember any of the others because I've seen a few here and there when they released them. I definitely haven't seen all of them, but the ones that I have seen, I just felt like they didn't bring anything new to the table. It was just Michael Myers walking around killing people. And I guess that's what people love. But for me, I don't know. I guess I just find it kind of silly after a while. Like, the first one was genuinely scary. I saw it as a kid and it scared the fuck out of me. But I feel like there's only so much you can do that before it becomes silly. And I always found Chucky kind of silly, like Child's Play, and like a talking doll. Like, I know I like Annabelle, but that's because the doll doesn't do anything. That's what makes it so scary, is that there's a demon attached to it. But the doll of Chucky walks around talking and stuff like that. It's just kind of silly. Like, it's like watching Toy Story, a toy that comes alive. Michael Myers, though, I was genuinely terrified of him as a kid from the first movie. Even when I was a kid, it was an old movie. And now it's still going. The franchise is still going. That's how popular it is. I guess I just drew the line and kind of got bored when they started to... it's like, he's just a human being. How many times can he, like, get killed and still be alive? Eventually, you just gotta shoot him. Oh, wait, they did, and he stayed alive. Maybe they should stab him. Oh, wait, they did. He stayed alive. Maybe they should burn him. Oh, they did that too, and he stayed alive. Maybe they should throw him off a balcony. Yep, did that too. Stayed alive. Maybe he should be split in half by a truck. Oh, he did that too and stayed alive. And I know I'm taking this a little too seriously, and it's just fiction. It's not real. But it's like, how has he not died yet, you know? It's even more bizarre when you think about the timeline. Like, the first one took place in, like, was it the 70s? So if he was, say, in his 30s back then, that would make him today, 50 years later, in his 80s, and he's still going around killing people like that, and nobody can take him out, not even the police force or anything, like, nobody. I get it, it's fictional, it's not to be taken seriously, people just want it to keep going, and that's fine, I respect it. But anyway, let's talk about the movie itself, Halloween Ends. I feel like I'm gonna have to watch them all from the beginning, and watch them in order of the timeline, but I really liked it. I thought it was really well done. They didn't bring anything new to the table. except for the boy. I don't even remember his name right now. It wasn't the most exciting movie I've ever seen, but I know everybody loves Jamie Lee Curtis, like, reprising her role as Laurie, and she did in this. And I guess because, like, he was her sister, Michael Myers was her brother. And so, like, he's been after her all of this time. Like, even now in real life, she's an old lady. And Laurie is also an old lady. She's not young like she was in the first movie 50 years ago. But I remember it was only like 2 years ago they brought out the last Halloween movie. And I saw comments on the trailer and everybody was like, Jesus Christ, they're still dragging it on. Like, at this point, I'll just climb through the TV screen and kill him myself. Because I feel like people are just like, why can't you kill him? Just kill him. He's just a human being. So I think they started to know now with this Halloween Ends. I think they started to realize that they were getting a little silly with it, and it did need to come to an end. People needed the closure. Jamie Lee Curtis's character Laurie needed this closure. She needed to finally put Michael Myers to rest once and for all. And spoiler alert, she did that successfully at the end, and I nearly cried at the end. I don't know why, because like I said, I'm not a big Halloween movie fan, but the way, like, the whole town came together, even the police force put all the rules aside of, like, what you should do when you've got, like, a person's body, like a dead body, but they were, like, convinced that even though he's dead, he's been dead a million times before, but he keeps coming alive. This time we're gonna do something about it. And I think I've even mentioned this in one of my videos, like, in the past about Halloween, where I've talked about, like, just throw him in a meat grinder. It's not that hard to get rid of him. And they did it. They actually did that. And the whole town came together for the occasion. Like, everyone was walking. They passed his body along. They tied him to the roof of the car, passed him along like he was like crowd surfing at a concert, passed him through to Jamie Lee Curtis, who was standing on the top of, like, an actual, not a meat grinder, but like a wood chipper, or like one of those things that you see in the YouTube videos where they just crush everything, in one of them, and she pushes his body in, and we actually get to watch it get mashed up into sloppy joe, and it was so good. But it did make me, honestly, it made me emotional, especially on the scene when you see, like, one of the victims, and it's a woman who's in a wheelchair, and her, I don't know, some relative of hers is pushing her, and, like, you see her earlier in the movie, but then you see her again at this occasion, like, everyone's there, and it's like this big occasion. They're finally getting rid of Michael Myers, and that kind of got me emotional, because it's like, although I think it's silly that it's dragged on for so long, literally like half a century almost, but it's like a world where we know we're never going to get to see another Michael Myers movie. Like, this is really the end. That kind of got me a little choked up, even though I don't really watch them. Like I said, it's just, I find comfort in knowing that they exist out there. You know, they are veterans of the horror movie world. However, do I think Halloween will come to an end? I'm not so sure, because I guess they could carry it on, but it wouldn't have the same, it wouldn't be Michael Myers. There was, like, people who took inspiration from Michael Myers. Like, there was a boy in this movie, don't remember his name, but this guy who accidentally killed a kid, and then was like, there was this witch hunt from the community. He was hated by everyone because everyone thought he did it on purpose. He was called the child killer and stuff like that. And he got so sick of everyone in the town that he started killing people himself. He became somewhat of a friend of Michael Myers, like in the sewer, hanging out with him and stuff like that. And it was a little bizarre. I don't know whether he actually died at the end. I didn't really notice. I was kind of a little distracted with what was going on around me, but I saw that he did come back. He, like, got stabbed in the neck by himself, to try and frame Jamie Lee Curtis's character, to, like, make her look like she killed him. But then he, like, came back alive again. And then I can't remember. I feel like I kind of blacked it out. I don't know. Did we actually see him die, or is there a possibility that he could pull a Michael Myers and come back to life and be like the new Michael Myers? Like, he was wearing the same mask and everything. So I guess if they really wanted to, they could carry on the Halloween movies, but it wouldn't be Michael Myers. It would still be the same costume, the same mask, but it wouldn't be the Michael Myers, which I feel like would upset a lot of people, honestly. I feel like people should just, like, this should just end now. Like, this was a perfect way to end it. Watching him get mushed up in a wood chipper, or whatever that grinder was, I feel like that was the perfect way to put an end to it. And it was like the closure and the relief of a lifetime of misery for Laurie. you could kind of see the relief that she had. And she was writing about it, like typing up a book, I guess. I don't know. I feel like if they really wanted to, but piss people off, they could. They could continue. I don't know whether about that boy or like some other serial killer who maybe took inspiration from Michael Myers. I don't know. I feel like they could carry it on. So I don't know for sure if it will be the actual end, but I know it's the end of Michael Myers. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section, what is your opinion of Halloween Ends if you saw it, and did you think it was good? Did you think it was a great way to finally end the franchise? Smash a like on the video, and let me know in the comment section also, do you think that they will try to continue with the Halloween movies even without Michael Myers as the lead like antagonist? Let me know in the comment section. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out and chase your dreams.